This is the installation for the Tripage Night Rider light with constant white and the option to go Night Rider. First, remove your mirrors, remove your screws to take your windshield out. Next, you'll want to unscrew both the hex bolts that hold on these side plastic pieces. That will release your cowl. Your cowl should just easily come off like so. If you look around here, you'll see the plug to unplug it. Unplug the plug for the third light. The installation method that I'm choosing is so I can turn on my Night Rider light without my bike being on. Therefore, you need to have a 12-volt constant electrical current. I am choosing to get mine from my battery. To get to that, you just undo the two hex bolts underneath your seat. Your seat will pull off and that exposes your battery. As you can see with the plug, there's just a little flap here that you push down on and then it'll unplug. That now the Night Rider light is unplugged. The Night Rider light will still be attached to your front cowl. There's just two screws there, and there. Undo those to take off the Night Rider. Once you have it off, send it into Tripage. They will mod it up for you. After you've unplugged the third light, you will want to remove this cowl piece. I'm opting to put mine on the right side of my bike. My plug will fit right around this area, so I'll drill a hole in order to fit a three-way switch in. A three-way switch can be picked up at an electrical store. Any auto parts store should have them. A three-way switch will have three legs. One will be a constant, and then the other two will be used to hook up either signal for your Night Rider light, either solid or Night Rider mode. When you flick the switch, it should have three positions: over to the right, middle, and to the left. After you drill the hole, you just place the switch through, like so. There'll be two nuts there that you'll screw on just to tighten the switch up, and from this point we'll begin our wiring. Now when you get your switch from Night Rider or from Tripage, it'll look like this. You'll have your quick connect and a red loose wire. If you want to have it that you can turn on your Night Rider light without your bike being on, you will have to do this installation method. First, the green wire is your negative. That's hooked to the black wire. That will have to be hooked up to a ground source. Now, seeing that there is already a ground source hooked up to the plug, I'm going to opt to just leave that one on there, not cut that. You will have to cut the white and red wire, which will be connected to the white wire. That will have to be connected to one leg of the switch, one of the farthest ones. You can put it here or there, it's up to you. Next, you will have to put a 12-volt constant into the middle, and then the leftover switch, you will have to connect the red wire, which is connected to there as well. I am, just to make a clean installation, I'm going to use these connectors, which when you cut these wires here, you put these on the end of the wires. You use a special crimping tool which crimps that in, and then these will plug onto this just like so. And then you have a clean application, and you can do that for all three of them. When you are finished wiring, it should look like so. Like I said, I left the green wire in there to connect to the ground source, and the white wire, is hooked up to one of these connectors, and the red wire is now hooked up to one of these connectors. At this point, this may be hard for me to do and hold the camera, but a red A red connector will have to hook onto one of the furthest ends. You just push it on there. Then one of the white ends will have to hook onto the other side. And then that only leaves the middle. At this point, I'm going to wire another one of these connectors onto it, attach it to there, and then attach it to my battery. So at this point, I've wired an eyelet onto a piece of wire which I wrapped in protective coating. That's easy to do. It's a matter of putting an eyelet on and taping it on or squishing it on, whatever you want to do. I'm going to run this wire. I will put it underneath the plastic. I will not get into how to do that because you should know how to do that. It's just a matter of bolts though, is taking them off and running it under to hide it. At this point, I wired the other end of that wire into the middle of the switch, so that will be your constant with your two other wires on that side. Like I said, I let the ground hooked up to the original connector, at which point you can just connect that back onto the switch. Once you do that, you can test the switch and the light. I don't know if it'll be light enough or dark enough to see this, but once you flick the switch, it should come on. That is the constant glow. If you switch the light the other way, you have Night Rider mode. And if you put it in the middle, then it goes off. At this point, you'll just want to tuck all your wires back up into the original place, hide them away, zip tie them up so they're nice and neat, like what I did with my HIDs. Your manual will have all the instructions on how to install your front cowl, and at that point, you have the Night Rider light. I will be posting this on the 600RR net site as well, and thank you Tripage for the light.